Were you into anything else besides football, or was it just football in school?
Football in school and acting. I loved to
So
act.
you were. So
Yeah.
that's
So
where the background comes
yeah,
from.
yeah. So that was what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an actor. First, I wanted to be an NFL player, but I realized I wasn't growing, and I realized this door is gonna be closed, and I gotta find a new passion. So I took theater in college as well. So that's where I got into stand up comedy. There was in the theater department. There was a stand up comedy class. Um, I seen it. I was like, oh, let's just take it. Let's just get an easy A. I wasn't big into comedy. I mean, I enjoyed comedy. I enjoyed the local legends, Andy Bumatai, Augie T, the Bradas, Frank DeLima, all those guys.
Yeah, James said that he could have went to Division 7.
Division 7 football. James Roche.
Yeah. We did his episode. Their episode was right before yours.
Yeah.
So funny, that guy.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
So I took that stand-up comedy class, and I thought it was just you learn about comedy. Maybe you learn like certain joke formulas or how to have better stage presence and stuff like that. But part of the requirements was you actually had to perform at open mics throughout the semester. There was like 3 or 4 open required mics that you had to hit, like these random Irish pub bars or pizza corners.
Oh, so they're really throwing you out there, huh?
Yeah, and you have to get a signature from the manager of that location.
It's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. And they had a list of like all these locations. Okay, Fridays King's Pizza has open mic. Wednesdays Anna O'Brien's has open mic. So we would do those. And I didn't know that coming into the class, but when I seen that, I was kind of hesitant. Like, okay, maybe I should drop out right now because I'm kind of a shy guy. People know me off stage, but I just took it. I couldn't drop out because there was only 4 people in the class, and if one of us left, the class would get canceled. So everyone was like, "Oh, come on!"
Had a little bit pressure.
Yeah. And one of my oh, sorry.
No worries. If it's a really famous person, you can answer it.
It's my mom.
Okay.
She can wait.
Sorry, mom.
Sorry, mom. Yeah. But yeah. So one of the other classmate was my good friend Hunter Hughes. He was a football player as well. So me and him was like, let's just take the class, just have some fun. I asked the other players, and they're all interested, and then they're like, nah, I don't want to do it. So just me and him did it, and he's like, no, come on, let's just try it out. So we stayed with it. Turned out to be greatest decision, greatest class I ever took. If I didn't take that class, I don't think I would have pursued in stand-up comedy, because that actually pushed me to do open mics. And when I did them, I really enjoyed it. It made me want to get better. And then our final presentation, we had to do a live 10-minute set in front of a live audience. And it was like scheduled. It was at I think it was at Anna O'Brien. Yeah, it was at Anna O'Brien's a Wednesday night, which is right on by University over here, the Irish pub bar. It was advertised to the school. It sold out. The whole football team came.
Oh, yeah. No
so
way.
they seen Tumua and Hunter's performing stand-up comedy, and they're like, oh, we got to see this. So they came. I did my 10 minutes. I still have video footage of that. That's like my first actual show, and I crushed it. Everyone was going crazy. So cool. The promoter of the show, Jose Dynamite, not sure if you know who that is. Yeah, the guy from the founder of Comedy U that runs that. He seen me, and he was like, oh yeah, we gotta have you come back. Blah blah blah. Can you come Friday? I think he booked me for a next show Friday to open for Paul Ogata and Andy Bumatai. And I was like, yeah, okay, yes. And I haven't stopped. I just kept coming back ever since. And it's been 7 years of doing stand-up comedy. But if it wasn't for that class, I wouldn't have,
Yeah.
Maybe I would have, but I mean, that actually pushed me to do that.
Totally. Yeah, because were you doing skits at the same time?
No, didn't do any skits at all. Nothing on social media, just regular stuff about football in my life. I only started doing skits during the pandemic. People think it's the opposite. I did skits first and then stand-up.
But you've been doing comedy.
Yeah, I've been stand-up first. And then I wasn't a fan of the skits. I was like, this ain't comedy. I'm a real comedian, But I that quickly, I changed my perspective on that, because in this day and age, you got to do something on social media. Whether it's a lot of people post stand-up clips now, which is fine. Skits as well, which helps push it. But during the pandemic, I would say 2020, 2021, everything was shut down. It didn't have Anna O'Brien's. They weren't doing any shows, so I was just at home doing nothing, and I was like, oh, maybe I just make some funny joke about the pandemic. My first video was toilet paper drug dealer, where I was dealing toilet paper,
I
and
feel like I saw that one.
yeah. And the first day I put it up, it went on the news.
Oh,
And
no way.
yeah, it was on all
That's
the news
probably why I saw
stations.
it.
And it was me and my dad that was doing it. My dad was the buyer, and I was the dealer. But I was like, okay, this is what the local people want. And so I made it a goal for me to post a video a week, a skit a week. So I would just keep pumping them out, and then my followers grew. I remember I just wanted to hit 10K. I just wanted to see the K.
The K, yeah.
Yeah. And then got that fast, and I was like, oh wow, this is growing. And then 20K, and then 30K, and then just kept growing. And when I finally had the green light to do shows again, when they started opening up the capacity, so Blue Note opened up. I did a few shows at Blue Note before, just like feature shows, or I would open up for mainland headliners that would come down here. But they gave me the green light to headline my own show. I think we booked just one show on a Friday. We put it up on sale, and it sold out like immediately. And I was like, oh, what? So what do we do now?
Media.
Yeah, what do we do now? And they're like, oh, you just add another show. So add another show, that sold out too. And I think we ended up selling out 18 shows 3 weekends in a row.
That's crazy.
At Blue Note. And that was insane for me right there.
So at that moment where you're like, wow, like I think people like me.
Yeah.
I think this can be a real thing.
Yeah. And a lot of it is people that didn't even see me perform, because I've been doing comedy maybe 3 years before that. And I even headlined before that too. I had this every second Fridays of the month I would perform at Ko'olau Golf Course, which is shut down now, at Honey's restaurant. My auntie was the manager at the restaurant, so she would let me perform there. So every second Fridays I would do shows there on the east side of the island, and a lot of my family is from that side, so they would all come out, and some shows would sell out here and there, and I would get a decent crowd every time. So I was doing that for like 2 years maybe, and then and then the whole pandemic thing shut down, and that's when I kind of like grew more, I feel like. So the pandemic helped me out a lot, and then when the shows came out, boom, just did that.
So you have a good pandemic story, which is cool.
Oh yeah.
Because I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it actually helped you, and
it helped me a lot, because everybody was at home, they were on their phones.
You maximized the time.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's also really awesome to hear your backstory, because I'm one of the people that thought it was opposite, right?
Yeah.
Skits and then stand-up comedy. Yeah. And I know when people talk about you, like I've seen like clips of you on the radio, like promoting certain stuff, and they're like, yeah, you came up so fast, you're meteoric rise. But no, you've been at this for years. I mean, at least 10 years, since you were at UH.
Seven years.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really cool to hear the inception of it and all the work you had to put in before to be ready for this opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome.